This is how it looks. The new Mini. At the Oxford plant, BMW unveiled the latest generation of the iconic car. Since 2001, Mini has been part of the BMW group. The Mini identity is still unmistakable, even though it's been completely redesigned.
Over the last 2 years, there's been a terrific amount of activity, both on site here in Oxford and in Swindon, to get ready for today. £750 million worth of investment has been spent on new buildings, as in the one we're standing in at the moment, in new plant and machinery, and of course in the people and the skills that we need looking forward to build this new car.
These investments are part of Mini's international growth strategy, but the car remains British through and through. The Oxford final assembly plant will build up to 900 cars every day. Some 2.5 million vehicles have come off this assembly line since the new Mini started production in 2001. In 1959, the original Mini caused an automotive revolution. The car's compact design was one of the most influential ever, and the car quickly became a style icon. BMW's Harald Kluger says the firm plans to invest £750 million in the entire Mini production triangle by 2015, some £500 million in Oxford, and the rest divided between Swindon and Hams Hall engine plant. The money will go to new technology such as body construction, where 1,000 new robots are being installed. He says every area of the factory, such as the paint shop, will be state-of-the-art in terms of production technology, as well as sustainability and environmental protection. Under the hood is a completely new generation of engines from BMW. For the first time, the entry-level gasoline and diesel engines are 3-cylinder models. Sporting twin-power turbo technology, they offer improved performance with greatly reduced fuel consumption. But a 4-cylinder hasn't disappeared completely from the engine range. The Cooper S we tested comes with a muscular 4-cylinder gasoline engine that puts out 141 kilowatts. It sprints to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.8 seconds and has a top speed of 235, while keeping fuel consumption to 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers.
I think the exciting thing about today is that we are here in Oxford in the heart of Mini, but that the car really goes out to the whole world. And we are going to sell it in over 107 countries worldwide. So it's not only a success here in the UK, Mini became really an extremely strong brand around the world.
The new Mini Cooper S has an unmistakably sporty look, starting with its honeycomb grille, which now bears a Chrome S logo. Its centrally mounted tailpipe adds to this pocket rocket's pep. The Mini Cooper's hood scoop and racing stripes give it a lithe athletic profile. The bold contrast between the body, passenger compartment, and roof reflect the brand's iconic design language. Its classic round headlamps are available as LEDs for the first time, a distinctive Mini tradition combined with high tech.
I think important for me is always, that with Mini we have basically the combination of tradition and innovation. And if you look a little bit back when we had the rebirth of the Mini brand in 2001, since then we sold over 2.5 million Minis around the world. So I'm pretty convinced with the product standing behind me, we are going to continue the success story of Mini.
The high-tech new Mini features plenty of digital networking. A controller wheel with handwriting recognition makes operating the instrument cluster easier. It has plenty of options that are usually found only on luxury cars. A head-up display, pedestrian warning with initial brake function, adaptive cruise control, traffic sign recognition, a rear-view camera, and much more. The colorful arc surrounding the TFT display emphasizes the youthful design. The latest Mini also outdoes its predecessor when it comes to luggage space. With 51 liters more room, it now offers 211 liters of capacity. The Mini Cooper S will hit German car showrooms next spring with a starting price of €23,800. Ghia's World Endurance Championship, or WEC, is still a young racing series. First held in 2012, it conforms to the rules of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Races take place on various continents and last anywhere from 6 to 24 hours, with several drivers taking turns behind the wheel.
This year you have a very intensive program with the endurance, with manufacturers involved on this program, with a very specific spirit coming from Le Mans at the beginning, and that we can modelize and transport all around the world.
4 different classes meet on the WEC starting line. GTE Pro and GTE M are street legal cars adapted for racing that can be driven either by professionals or amateurs, known as gentleman drivers. LMP 1 and 2 are sports prototypes that are built exclusively for the race. Audi is one of the car makers taking part. Audi's Wolfgang Ulrich says the WEC is a very special event in endurance racing, one that requires the performance of a traditional race car over the long haul. It makes it a unique combination of speed and durability. He says a long-distance race, such as a 24-hour event, is like a whole Formula One season compressed into a single weekend. Audi won the previous year's inaugural race with its R18 e-tron Quattro, and the team appears set to take the World Championship title this year too. Although the last race has not yet been run, Audi has built up an unassailable overall lead, and they're helped by the keen enthusiasm of their drivers and crew, who have all been giving their best.
The World Championship means a lot for all of us. I mean, I think Audi Sport Team Europe is the best team in the world, and to do it over so many races, including the 24 Hours of Le Mans, means that teamwork really works. I mean, we have been together for many years, and always having this hunger to do the pit stop a few seconds faster, to do everything optimized without making a mistake. This has been very much, I think, the key for our team and our success of winning a championship, which we are all very proud of.
Toyota is currently Audi's only real competition in the LMP1 class. In the GTE Pro class, Audi's also up against factory teams from Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Porsche. Germany's Jörg Bergmeister is driving a Porsche 911 RSR number 91. He says the experience is like driving a sports car anywhere, but in a GT car, you have to keep an eye on the rearview mirror because the faster prototypes come from behind. At the same time, he also has to focus on overtaking the slower gentleman drivers. It means having to be very attentive in the car and hopefully not hitting anyone. Being overtaken isn't something Audi's R18 has to worry about much with its e-tron Quattro hybrid concept. Its front wheels are powered by 2 80-kilowatt electric motors, while a 3.7-liter diesel engine at the rear puts out almost 360 kilowatts. Next year, new rules take effect in which fuel efficiency plays a much bigger role. Audi plans to introduce a successor car to match. The WEC has taken its place among the top professional racing series, and the audience has a chance to get close to the action. This includes autograph sessions on the pit walk. Audi driver Alan McNish is looking forward to taking to the wheel afterwards.
The circuit is quite tight and twisty, but the sand is generally blowing around. If you run off slightly, then there's a lot of sand that goes into the tyres. There's a big change in temperatures. Now it's a little bit later in the year, but that means that the race runs from daylight to dark, and you've got a big change there. So from the technical point of view, it's a very, very hard race here.
The 8th and final race of the season has started. The mixture of different classes promises racing excitement as so many drivers struggle to overtake one another. In the LMP1 class, Toyota refuses to make things easy for Audi. Cars 7 and 8, which are also hybrid vehicles, put up a determined fight against Ingolstadt's best. In the coming year, Porsche plans to compete in this class for the World Championship. Then the race goes into the night, demanding increased attention from the drivers. But suddenly on lap 95, car number 2 is out of the race. It's the first technical failure of an R18 in 23 races.
I don't know yet, we have to find out. It's probably something around the gearbox, but I don't know exactly.
The final bend comes after 6 hours and 199 laps. In this race, Toyota can't be beat. Audi's car number 1 finishes second, but Audi still takes the WEC title. They're the new World Endurance Champions. It's not just endurance racing that Audi fans can look forward to in 2014. The S3 sedan is due to hit showrooms early next year. Under the hood, its 221 kilowatt TFSI engine propels the S3 from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.9 seconds. The 4-cylinder Audi sports the latest technology to improve fuel efficiency and cut emissions. Prices for the S3 in Germany start at 41,050 euros. Porsche's new 918 Spyder is a superlative race car that you could drive home. Packing a colossal 652 kilowatts, it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a mere 2.6 seconds and tops out at 345 kilometers per hour. The hybrid is powered by a 4.8-liter V8 and 2 electric motors. But that performance comes at a price. The 918 Spyder costs some 800,000 euros. It's that time of year again. Car tuning fans are gathering at the Essen Motor Show, where 500 exhibitors are showing off the latest trends. Besides souped-up cars, motorsports is a big theme at this year's event. There are drift shows and exhibits to mark the 25th anniversary of the DTM, the most successful German touring car series. But it is not only at the racetrack that performance is tested to its limits. The 850 on this Brabus stands for the horsepower of the 6-liter twin-turbo. The tuning package costs 70,000 euros, so buying the car and the package will set you back 279,000 euros. The Brabus Executive Sedan is an office on wheels. Alongside the shiny new cars, there are also many oddities, both on 4 wheels and 2. Such as this VW Beetle that a Bosnian pensioner lovingly and carefully decorated with 20,000 pieces of oak. When it comes to tuning, tastes vary massively. Actor Axel Stein likes a matte or a foiled finish and big fat wheels, but not much more. And there are certainly plenty of big fat wheels on display in Essen, especially at the Show and Shine competition. Among the competing cars are classic Opels that were made in the Ruhr region. Opel has a special place at the motor show. Andreas Marx, who works for the company, says the brand goes where its clients and fans are. Both the Essen show and the car manufacturer are rooted in the Ruhr Valley, and Marx says it's the dense population of the region that keeps Opel there. The company also has roots in motorsport and is using the annual motoring event to showcase its Atom R2, which will be used in a program for fledgling drivers in the European Rally Championships. Both the Astra GTC and the Corsa OPC Roadsters have a racing car look about them. According to Andreas Marx, there's a lot going on at Opel, and the brand is enjoying an upswing. Consumers have responded positively to the brand image, which brand ambassador Jürgen Klopp has carried into the world of soccer. But they are also working towards creating a positive image in the fields of entertainment and motorsports. Opel also has a new brand ambassador. Although model Lovelin doesn't have her driver's license yet, she is looking forward to her personalized Opel Atom. But she doesn't want anyone to take her for her first drive in it. She is determined to do that herself and says it will just have to wait until she has passed her test. And there is another top model at the Opel stand, the Monza concept. The nifty coupe with the vast gull-wing doors gives an insight into the future of the brand, full of high-tech and a real looker to boot. This Opel is already drawing plenty of attention. This Karmann Ghia RS is the only one of its kind. It's part Volkswagen, part Porsche, and a lot of fun to drive. Jochen took the sporty body of a 1970 Karmann Ghia and pumped it full of Porsche technology. The result was a hybrid that's second to none. Botter tells us that he got the 6-cylinder engine for cheap. It had power to spare, was intact and durable, so he thought he'd build a car around it. He knew the motor wouldn't fit into a VW Beetle, but then he thought of a Karmann and realized it'd be a perfect fit.
Would you like to go for a ride?
I'll get my hat.
That chance is the Karmann Ghia.
Originally, the Karmann Ghia was a tame little coupe with a 50-horsepower engine. In its original condition, it wasn't suited to life in the fast lane. Still, in the 1960s, the little Volkswagen proved a hit with women.
Only two.
But after Jochen finished pimping it, the tame little Ghia went wild. Now his 4-decade-old VW delivers the performance of a modern Porsche. The 321 horsepower, 3.6-liter cc engine can propel the car to a top speed of more than 300 kilometers an hour. The Ghia had good aerodynamics from the start. Now even modern-day sports cars have to make way for Botter's Karmann Ghia RS. He's used to the stunt looks. Botter says even when he overtakes a Porsche or a Daimler, the drivers are enthused and get a laugh out of it. The feedback's all positive. People give him the thumbs up and tell him it's cool that a car like this can go so fast. The mechanical design engineer spent 4 years creating his Karmann Ghia hybrid, but he couldn't have done it without the assistance of Stefan Dettling and Andreas Körler, 2 automotive engineering students. They helped him with the chassis, the brakes, and the aerodynamics, and even wrote theses on the car. The VW Beetle platform has often proved a good basis for modifications or reconstructions, and the Karmann Ghia, which was produced from 1956 to 1974, also employed Volkswagen technology. While it looked sporty, the series production 2+2-seater was hardly a speed demon. Its engine produced just 50 horsepower, at best, and the Ghia couldn't go over 150 kilometers an hour. Still, the model proved a hit. Over 400,000 rolled off the assembly lines at Karmann's factory in Osnabrück before its successor, the Scirocco, went into production in 1974. With the exception of the 18-inch wheels, Jochen Botter's Ghia looks pretty much the same as the series production model, though on closer inspection you can see the steel roll cage through the rear window. Otherwise, Jochen Botter has remained true to his motto: why draw attention to yourself unnecessarily? The most flamboyant part of the car is found under the hood, an air-cooled 6-cylinder boxer engine from the Porsche 993. After undergoing various modifications, the 3.6-liter motor produces a whopping 321 horsepower, and that distinctive Porsche sound too. The interior is very minimalist. Jochen Botter has integrated a tube frame into the Karmann body to improve stability and safety. This framework supports all of the Porsche technology. Hidden underneath the VW body are the front and rear axles of a Porsche 944 Turbo. The car has cost him plenty of money and sleepless nights, but for Jochen Botter, it was all worth the effort. He says for as long as he can remember, people have dreamed of being the wolf in sheep's clothing. It started in the 70s with the Beetle. But it's harder with a new generation of cars, like the Golf, which are already fast. He feels it's boring just to make them go faster. No one gives a hoot about that. But take a 40-year-old car like this, which no one thinks can do over 100 kilometers an hour. He says that it's something when you're doing 200 clicks and then shift into fifth gear, knowing you still have a sixth. Jochen Bader shows us just what the car can do on a stretch of road that's been blocked off. He loves to push the car to its limits and doesn't much care what purists think of his Porsche-powered creation. His Karmann Ghia RS is a one-of-a-kind creation that runs circles around the rest.